I'm looking forward to the back nine. I'm really hoping that's going to be really good. Got a fresh mindset going into it. Didn't hit it. It's a brand new 9. It's a brand new day. That's kind of how I'm going into it. I think we're just going to end it there, guys. I have been thinking about this part of the video for a little bit. I filmed the Texas Star videos about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago at the time of posting this video. I didn't really know how to work around verbalizing what was going on in my head. So this is me now after my processing and understanding of what really went on during both the front 9 and the back 9. I will say that as you saw in the intro, I quit. Like I was like, hey, I'm done. I can't play today. There's nothing in my willpower and my mental strength that I can do right now that is going to make this round, this full 18 holes, any better. So yeah, we just cut it off and we went home. That was really just the end of it. So the first thing I'll say is this is something that I think anybody who plays golf or who has ever played golf understands that the game is not easy. Golf is hard. And I've known that really my entire golf career, whether that's me as a child playing golf or me in high school playing golf, which I didn't play golf in high school for very long. I think I was a freshman was the only year I played golf in high school. And now me as an adult, I expect things out of myself in my golf game that are very unrealistic and almost impossible for me to perform the way that in my head I feel like I need to perform. And I don't know if that will resonate with anybody who watches this video. I don't know if that's going to resonate with most golfers out there. I feel like maybe it can, but I will say that in the last 2 or 3 weeks after filming the Texas Star videos, I sat down and Lexi and I had a very serious conversation of what exactly is it that I want to do? What is it in the golf space? Is it that I am really wanting to do? So the question that she asked me was, do I want to be a YouTuber or do I want to be a professional? And it took me a second. I didn't know exactly how to answer that question because I love YouTube. I'm not near big enough right now to be monetizing anything. I'm not financially, secure based off of these YouTube videos. So I don't necessarily think that I consider myself to be a YouTuber. But my ultimate goal is to be a professional golfer. That is the entire point of me making this YouTube channel. It is my journey, the good and the bad and everything in between. And I feel like right now I'm only showing the bad. And I understand that, and I hope that you, the viewer, understands that there has to be a lot of bad before there's really any good. So I don't think I understood that at the time. I think there was this disconnection between me wanting to make YouTube videos and be entertaining and show, these fun courses. Of course, it's really hard to show the courses off when everything's dormant or dead. But the disconnect between that and me wanting to show you like how good at golf I can be, because I've played a couple of rounds off camera that have been some of my best, and I didn't really know how to translate that onto the screen. And the good thing is and this is something that I can promise, is that there is good golf coming your way from me. During the conversation with Lexi, I mentioned to her that I didn't know how to transition from the driving range, which in our day and age, most driving ranges now are off of mats. There's not any grass being used, which I believe for me has definitely caused an issue when it comes to the transition from the range to the actual course, because the whole time you're spending 30, 45 minutes, whatever, on the range where you're just smacking balls around. You're hitting off of a surface that is perfectly made and level to where you're not going to have these weird lie angles, or you're not going to have weird foot placement, because everything is level. And whenever you go to a grass range, a lot of the time, like, your feet are in a divot and your ball is not sitting in the perfect spot, almost exactly the same way that it would be on the golf course, right? So I think I had a hard time hitting off of mats and then going and playing around the golf, because it just wasn't translating. It wasn't adding up to how good of a golfer I know I can play. So what I ended up doing, this was like the first step in everything. I went to a range in Grapevine, and they don't use mats. They only hit off of the grass. And so we spent about an hour there just hitting balls off of the grass, and it felt really, really good. And mind you, I did end up getting new clubs, and that was something, I guess, that was in the front of my mind. Hey, these are new clubs. When I got the irons, I was hitting them. You hit them into a simulator to see if you're gonna hit them the way that you need to hit them, and I was hitting them great. And so I was like, yes, these are it. Let's get them. And then we go and play the first round, and the first round I played with them was at Texas Star, like you guys saw last week. And it was horrific. I didn't know how to hit my clubs off of the grass. And so I just needed to spend a little bit more time with these clubs and getting used to them, and just how they feel whenever I have a miss hit or whenever I'm really flushing it. And so that's what we did. We just went to the range for a little bit, and it wasn't just once. It was 2-3 times where even before a round of golf. And that's just for me. I'm the type of person that the way that I get the best results is understanding that when you're out on the golf course, you're not gonna throw a mat under your ball, right, in the middle of the fairway or in the rough. You're not gonna do that, because that's one, cheating, but it doesn't help you get better at the game. And that's a big proponent of who I am and what I'm trying to translate onto the screen, especially with this golf channel, is I'm really trying to get better at this sport. So a couple of things before I end this video, because I realize that I'm kind of just been rambling on and just talking really about nothing, but a couple of things that I want to say about moving forward with this channel. My job, my 9 to 5, if you will, allows me to listen to music, allows me to listen to podcasts, things like that throughout the day, because I'm not bothered by anybody else. I don't have to talk to anybody, which is perfect. And one of the things that I've been doing, and one of the things that I mentioned to Lexi, was there has to be something out there that I can read about, like golf mental health, or listen to about the same thing, golf mental health. And so I looked it up. I looked something up on the Apple Podcast app that everybody has on their phone if you have an Apple. And one of the first things that popped up was called The Par Train. And it's basically this podcast, and each cast is 1 hour long, and they talk about things that you can do in your everyday life, and also things that you can do out on the golf course that help with your mental attitude and your mental process throughout the round and throughout your day. And it has been astronomical in the positivity in my head, about the things that I'm thinking about throughout the day, and especially out on the golf course. That's exactly the type of thing that I needed. I needed something that I could listen to and think about and ponder on throughout the day that I know is going to help me in my golf game. So going forward in the next couple weeks, I am starting a new series on the channel. I think it's going to be 5 weeks worth of content at one golf course, and the whole purpose is me implementing things about my golf game and spending one golf round really focusing in and dialing in one particular part of the game and not worrying about all of the other things. So I explained this sort of in the first video, and these are, I guess they're kind of disguised as a Break 80 series. And what Breaking 80 really is just shooting a score under 80, so anywhere between 79 and 70. That is something that I have aspired to do and do consistently, and I can't do that if I have mental blockage. And so that's what this whole series is about. It's kind of like a double. So it's me trying to break 80, but also me working on very specific things in each video. So we're going to be working on hitting my driver and being consistent with how I'm doing that, and showing whether I'm hitting in the middle of the face or not. We have irons, and just working on hitting in the middle of the face on my irons as well, but also just overall iron striking. And we have wedges, so anything 50 yards and in, and especially chipping around the green, anything that entails with that. We have putting, and I've been working on, with my putting, I've been working on putting a line on my ball so I can line up my putts the exact way that I need it to, and making sure that I'm hitting the ball and having it roll end over end. So those things have been a super focus, especially my putting and especially my irons. And I think, so that's 4, right? So we got putting, wedges, irons, driver. And what I kind of want the 5th video to be is just an overall, it's either going to be an overall mental like overview on the course, or it's going to be something along the lines of like course management. And I think I want to do the course management on a different course. So I could do 4 videos all on the same course, kind of focusing on those different things, trying to break 80. And then we go to a different course, one that I'm fairly familiar with, but not as familiar as this one where we're doing the 4, and work on all of those things within the video that I've done in the last 4, but also work on course management and just capitalizing on everything and focusing in and dialing in on everything in that aspect. That's where I'm at right now. Let me know in the comments what type of videos you guys want to see out of me. If you like the type of videos that I have been posting, which are mainly just 9 holes here, 9 holes there, and then maybe like a range session or training session or lesson, whatever. If you like that type of video, then I'm 100% going to continue making those. So yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and make tomorrow better than today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.